The Raiders will kick it off. They're 2-3. Chris Barr to deliver to the other end. Chuck Muncy, the newly acquired San Diego Charger, 46, waiting at the goal line. It's high, fairly short. Muncy at the 5. 10. And down on the slip at the 15-yard line goes Chuck Muncy. First down for San Diego. It is a very wet, soggy turf. The lineups: San Diego Chargers, Dan Fouts the quarterback, John Capoletti and Clarence Williams are the running backs behind Fouts. Great receivers: Joyner, Kellen Winslow has caught more passes than any tight end in the league, and John Jefferson, who leads the AFC in yardage. The blockers for Fouts: Shields, Wilkerson, Masick, White, and Washington. From the 15, Clarence Williams down at the 17. Matt Millen, 55, the rookie middle linebacker, and Randy McClanahan teamed up on the tackle. Defensively for the Oakland Raiders, John Matuzak, Dave Pear, and Dave Browning in that 3-4 defensive alignment. The Mad Stork, Ted Hendricks, Matt Millen, they like him, a big young linebacker, McClanahan and Barnes. At the corners, Monty Jackson has a bad knee, and Lester Hayes. And at safety, Davis and Owens. McCrary, the tight end, in motion. Fouts throws it away. We welcome those fans who have been watching the New England-Miami game. Another big victory for the Patriots, who are playing great football liberally today. He's ready, knows the offense. 3rd and 3. Incomplete and almost intercepted. Number 42, Monty Jackson, breaking up the play intended for John Jefferson.
Ball thrown slightly behind Jefferson. Jackson able to recover. Certainly, had that ball been thrown on the other shoulder, it would have been a completion.
And here comes Jim Plunkett in. His first start in the NFL since the last game of '77. He was with the 49ers then. Kenny King, who's been brilliant, acquired from the Houston Oilers, and Mark Van Egan, the steady plow horse behind him. Cliff Branch with the speed. Bob Chandler, the finesse outside receiver, with Dave Casper, the tight end. Art Shell and Gene Upshaw, that huge left side of the line. Dave Dalby at center. Mickey Marvin and Henry Lawrence. Defensively for the Chargers, Leroy Jones, giant 6'8" end. Louis Kelcher, the muscular big tackle. Gary Johnson's been brilliant. Fred Dean, the speed, the AFC lineman of the year last year. Linebackers Preston, Horn, and Lowe. They're ball hawks. And in the defensive secondary for San Diego, Mike Williams and Willie Buchanan at the corners. Glenn Edwards and Pete Shaw at safety. Edwards with 4 interceptions, 1 a touchdown. Plunkett's going to scramble. 40, gets a block, 35, and out of bounds at the 31, and Cliff Branch threw a great downfield block.
A 14-yard pickup by Jim Plunkett. Plunkett got himself in some trouble last week running out of the pocket, but you can't fault him here. Cannot find the open receiver, but sees the room to his left side. Let's see if we don't catch the block. Right there, 21, Branch, a beautiful block.
Outside the 31, no score, just underway, 2.5 minutes played. Kenny King with blockers, 30, 25, 15, touchdown! Oh, did that set up well? He had 2 blockers and only 2 defenders.
Kenny King's outstanding speed gives this Oakland offense the kind of outside dimension that they'd like to have. Kenny out there behind 65, Mickey Marvin, gets good blocking inside, and right there, a fine block by Marvin, cuts across and picks it up. Now look at the backside. Gene Upshaw and Art Shell. Shell trying to get downfield. Upshaw doing a job of sealing off on number 79, DeJournay, and you saw King doing a good job of getting around.
Chris Barr tacks on the extra point. Just missed that one, and it's 7-0. And we just missed getting 2 bars kicked, but he didn't miss it right down the middle. Philadelphia rallied from a 16-3 deficit to beat the Giants 31-16. Fouts for Jefferson, might be intercepted. Oh, Jefferson with another incredible catch. Oh, my.
A chance for you to watch this from ground level. You see the action as Fouts goes back, fights it all the way. He's getting tremendous pressure, stays in, and fires that ball long. It's slightly inside. Jefferson actually has to fight through Lester Hayes, number 37, to make that catch. Now watch the body control at the end of this pattern. The ball, as we said, inside. Lester Hayes has position. Jefferson shields him with his body and makes another incredible catch.
That's why he leads all wide receivers in the NFL, both in catches and in yardage. First and goal at the 5. Cappelletti, touchdown! It didn't appear that that's where the hole was designed, but Cappelletti found daylight, and we're about to see a possible tie game.
Dick, Cappelletti just used his eyes. A good running back knows where the hole is. Stepped up in there. Watch it yourself. He wants the shot off right tackle. There is no hole there. Cappelletti cuts against the grain, finds some room, and actually walks untouched into that end zone.
A very impressive 82-yard drive in 8 plays. And now Rolf Benerschke will try to tie it up for the Chargers. Mike Fuller to hold, number 42. Right at you. And down the middle. And a flag is down, thrown in the middle of the line, and let's check the penalty.
It might be one of those leverage calls, someone using the back of a fellow player to try and get up in the air. That's something that's been added to the calling responsibility of the NFL officials in this last year.
Here's Ben Dreit.
Defensive holding number 55. The point is good. We penalized 5 yards on a kickoff.
So the extra point is good. Matt Millen, the young linebacker for the Oakland Raiders, guilty of the hold, and San Diego will be able to kick off from its own 40-yard line. Cappelletti, the former Heisman winner, has tied it up. And with 5:26 remaining in the first quarter here in Oakland, the Chargers and the Raiders are even at 7. And now Oakland puts in Cedric Hardman, number 86, an excellent pass rusher, and number 90, Willie Jones, try to put pressure on Fouts. That's Hardman, fumble, and Hardman's got it. The veteran Cedric Hardman in his 11th year out of North Texas State, the former 49er. He forced the fumble and then recovered it. 3rd and 7 for Plunkett. He's only thrown 3 times, 2 completions. Throws it for Casper, open, and a first down at the 25.
Dave Casper has the speed to get deep, and Plunkett takes advantage of it here. Plunkett is getting some pressure, and he finally gets this ball off. That's 68. Leroy Jones coming around 79. Gary Johnson, but the ball hangs and hangs. Casper runs underneath it, takes a shot there. They knock him to the ground, but that's a big gainer, puts him in scoring position.
Be mindful of that game in Baltimore. Ghost to the post in the playoffs when Oakland beat the Colts a few years ago. 42-yard try. Bob Chandler to hold. It's up. It's long enough. It's good. Longest of the year for Chris Barr. His preceding high was 41. He hits one from 42. The Oakland Raiders have taken the lead 10-7 over the San Diego Chargers. Great job of covering that play. How does Larry Cirillo know that Barr was going to make the play? Kellen Winslow at the 40. The big tight end at the 50. He's still on his feet to the 40 and all the way to the 38-yard line. What an athlete. 252 pounds, and he runs like a 180-pound halfback. He is tied with Mike Barber, NFL tight ends, with 23 catches coming in.
Benerschke, very reliable kicker, but missed one that cost him that game last week. He'd like to get this one in and tie it up.
25 yards away. He does just that. Benerschke now is 9 for 12 this year. And this is following the script of our game in San Diego a month ago. 9.5 minutes remaining in the first half in Oakland, even at 10. Plunkett, good protection. Going long, and Branch is open. Plunkett well protected, and he threw a perfect strike.
When I talked to Jim Plunkett yesterday, Dick, he said, I may not go as often to the deep pass, but I'd like to try and set it up with the underneath passing and then go for the deep bomb. He certainly does it here. Throws it on target. Branch simply outrunning the defense. Glenn Edwards, number 27, the man beaten there. And Cliff Branch has beaten some of the best of them as he walks into the end zone for that 6 points. They'll go for the 7th.
Here's a try for point. Babar out of Chandler's hold. Ooh, he knuckles that one in there. It's now 17-10 Oakland. It took them only 41 seconds. 2 plays, 46 yards with Plunkett to Branch, 43 yards and the score. Big opportunity for the Raiders. In trouble is Plunkett. Complete at the 6-yard line to Chandler in a crowd. And Plunkett delivered a rifle shot with someone right on the nape of his neck.
Put on your helmet, come on down and play defensive back. You're looking right in the eyes of Jim Plunkett, and Plunkett's throwing the ball at you. Wait a minute, Chandler's got it. Big first down.
Boy, that's like a television commercial that was so beautifully shot. Watch the pressure on Plunkett. From behind, he still gets away a dart. In a crowd to Chandler, who's caught 3 now in this quarter. 2nd and goal at the 3. Van Egan close to the 1. He tumbles forward. Touchdown! There's another case in point. He was stopped at the 1. He got 1 more. And Oakland now has a 2-touchdown lead.
Mark Van Egan comes up with a piece of the turf on his face mask, but a chance for you to go down into the pits. And Van Egan will be coming right at you in its 2nd effort. It's that excellent 2nd effort. The drive right there, the extension. He would not be denied, actually crawling almost over the top of his own people. 2nd look at it again, into the pile of bodies, and it's Van Egan making his way across the goal line for the 6 points.
Well, you can title that a nose for the goal line. How many players been called? The throw is to Jefferson with another one of his incredible catches. Oh, they're going to have to create a new league. He's going to have to move to a higher league. How many men make those kind of plays week in, week out?
I don't think there are more than 2, maybe 3 receivers in the league who make this catch. And Jefferson, it's the extension. Absolutely leaping out and catching it with the fingertips, a 28-yard gain. And this is the situation that they've hurt Fouts on. They've gotten a rush on him, and they've sacked him today.
Hardman 86, Jones 90 in there to Jefferson. Touchdown! Oh, my. John Jefferson, his 6th touchdown of the year. You don't have to be a fan to appreciate this guy. He's an artist.
And you're going to feel like you're covering Jefferson with this one. Fouts high in the air. Watch the ball now, right over the top of Dwayne Osteen, 35, and caught again on the fingertips, the knees down in the end zone. What a classic play. The official stayed on top of that one, and he was going to make sure that Jefferson came up with the football. You saw him hold it up. That's when the hands went in the air. 6 points. Wow.
Benerska kicks it through, and the Chargers waste no time at all. Just over 2 minutes after the Oakland touchdown to march quickly downfield as Fouts using his talented outside receivers, Joyner and Jefferson, and hitting Jefferson for the touchdown. Williams 40, talking to Muncie as they come out of the huddle. Muncie may have asked him about this play. Winslow in motion. Fouts dives. Touchdown. In comes Benerska to try the extra point that would tie it. It's 24-23 Oakland.
You see some relief being run off the legs of Don Coryell. Fouts again coming right back with the surest of all short yardage plays, the quarterback sneak. And it's working to the other side. He's gone behind White on the first play, dives in behind Wilkerson, number 63 on this one. Good job by Wilkerson and Masick. Masick, the offensive center. Fouts carries it across the end line. 6 points.
7-play drive, 46 yards. Fouts gets the touchdown. Now Benerska to try the point after.
Well, there's something happening down there. Some of the Oakland Raiders extremely upset with one of the officials on the line. I think probably feeling that there had been no score. But both officials signaling a touchdown, and now Benerska trying for the extra point.
This to start a whole new ball game. San Diego 24, Oakland 24, and we have a world of time left. 14 minutes. Well, by the way, that was the score at the end of regulation down in San Diego, 24, and the Chargers won in overtime. We start from 24 again. 14:26 remaining as Don Coryell celebrates that touchdown by Faust. We'll be right back. Oh, it isn't. And he was right. Oh, Kenny King breaks loose. He might go all the way. He's got Shaw to beat. 50, 40, 30. He's going to score. 89 yards for Kenny King. And delirium in Oakland. Kenny King got it started today with a big run off the right side, all the way down into the end zone for a touchdown, and comes right back at a time when they needed him most. Al Davis, come on, Al, be happy. Your team just won 89 yards for a touchdown. I think Al's running. When did I see that last? We're going to check the record book. For the longest run from scrimmage for a Raider was Jack Larscheid. The fabled Jack Larscheid went 87 yards once against Boston back in 1960 when they were then the LA Chargers. And then Tony Teresa went 83 yards. That is an Oakland record, 89 for Kenny King. And the Raiders are in front 34-20, 31-24. Kenny King fueling up on the sidelines as Barr kicks it to San Diego. Muncy having trouble. Bubble, still free. Who's got it? The Raiders say they've got a touchdown. Wait for the officials. Still no touchdown. Ben's right. Let's follow that pilot to see who got the ball as Muncy fumbled it into the end zone. They're still fighting for it, but it doesn't matter now. There he is. Todd Christensen. His first professional touchdown, and he's going to take the pumpkin home with himself. All right, Todd baby. You can almost read Muncy's mind on that play. We're going to have a chance to show it to you again. Muncy fumbled it as he tried to grab it on the hop. We'll have a chance to see that momentarily. Coryell can't believe it yet. We should point out that was a muff all the way. Had Muncy fallen on it, it would have been San Diego's ball at the 20. It would not have been a safety. The kick is good, and in a matter of just a handful of seconds, the Oakland Raiders have scored 14 points. Now let's watch Muncy. He tries to feel it on the hop. Never gets possession of the ball. The ball rolls into the end zone. If he lays on it there, it comes out to the 20. But he never got it. The ball knocked loose by number 81, Morris Bradshaw. And it was Todd Christensen leaping in and covering it. And right there, the Raiders knew they had the touchdown. Now let's go back to Kenny King's Oakland Raider record of 89 yards rushing. Look at as he breaks tackles, sweeping to the left. Now the man that tries to get him as he goes down the sideline is number 44, Pete Shaw. Shaw coming over, has the angle, and dives right there, gets a hold of the shirt, and hits the heels, but King is too strong to go down, drives it into the end zone. What a big play. And for a man who last year with Houston rushed the ball a total of 3 times for 9 yards, and here today has geared himself for a 31-yard touchdown around the right side, 89 yards around the left side. 4th down and long to the end zone for Jefferson, and there's one he can't catch. Incomplete. The Raiders take over on downs. Dwayne Osteen, 35 on the coverage. And the Raiders fans cheer the defense. And the Oakland ball at the 28-yard line. 5 minutes and 27 seconds remain here in Oakland, and the Raiders still on top by 2 touchdowns. Jim Plunkett just falling on that one. Clock running down. The Raiders scored first on a 31-yard run by King. And then they got an 89-yard run by King in the fourth quarter to break a 24 tie. Dan Pastorini, broken leg last week, but he's here cheering on his teammates. And also says hello to old buddy Charlie Joyner, a former receiver with him with the Houston Oilers. But it was Jim Plunkett's day for the Oakland Raiders as he guided his team along with a great defense and a superb runner Kenny King to an upset 38-24 win. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen in Oakland, California. The Raiders have upset the Chargers.